I am in Greensburg, Indiana, and I am at the Decatur County Courthouse, and this is one of the more unique courthouses in the country because on the top of the tower there is a tree. So this is the historical marker. There's been a courthouse here since 1827. Present building completed in 1860. Now a tree first sprouted in the tower in 1870. It would have been, small at first. People were confused, didn't know why, didn't like it, so it was removed. But in 1875, another tree came back, and so they decided to just leave it. And that tree didn't end up dying until 1929. And at this point, the tree in the courthouse became a thing. But since then, several trees have come back and grown in its place. They've pretty much been here continually ever since 1875. Now, no one really knows how the tree got up there. It is an aspen tree, a tree which is not native or prevalent in Indiana. So it's kind of random, maybe a bird just somehow dropped the seed in or something. I don't know, it's weird. But that's what makes it so interesting. So that is the tree in the courthouse. I don't know if you can see, but I can see birds in there right now. This courthouse also has a really nice Veterans Memorial. It's a newer one. So this is the Civil War Memorial. And they have some information about the Spencer repeating rifle. And these were manufactured here in Decatur County. There's a Spanish-American War Memorial. So in 1921, veterans organized here in Greensburg to dedicate the old memorial. Yeah, we've been in so many wars, they're running out of room. You can see we're all listed here. And on the back they have a quote by Governor Oliver P. Morton. Now this is a true American landmark. So this is the bicentennial bison of Decatur County. In 2016, every county got at least one of these bisons to make about their county. You can see the courthouse and the tree on there. I think the tower is 115 feet tall. I have been in the courthouse. They've kind of changed the interior so it doesn't look historic like none of the old architectural elements except for one room. So it's not that interesting, so I'm not going to go in. Colonel Thomas Hendricks, a veteran of the War of 1812, founded this town in 1821. And yes, I think this is the only courthouse with a tree growing out of it. The building does have some really neat architecture. This is one of my favorite courthouses in the state. Donald versus State originally took place in the Decatur County Circuit Court in 1852. Luther Donald was convicted for aiding fugitive slaves to escape to Canada, but the Indiana Supreme Court reversed this conviction, claiming that under the Supreme Court case Prigg versus Pennsylvania, federal law was superior to a state law regarding aid of fugitive slaves. Carl Fisher was born here in Greensburg. He was an automotive pioneer. He was a co-founder of the Presto Light Company, co-founder and president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and my favorite of his achievements, he was largely behind the Lincoln Highway and the Dixie Highway, and also developed Miami Beach. The buildings surrounding the courthouse are really neat. It looks like an ideal old Midwest downtown. Very noticeable building on the town square is the First Presbyterian Church. It's a neat old Odd Fellows building. US Route 50 near Versailles, Indiana, and right here's an interesting place I found recently. It's called Paulhenge, and it's this weird Stonehenge thingy named after its creator, Paul Morris. Yeah, so there's some weird cement slabs sticking out of the ground in this Indiana field. So it's set up like Stonehenge, but it is kind of based on the astrological cycle, if that's a scientific term, I don't know. But during the solstices and equinoxes, the sun will fit directly in all the holes in the cement there. So that's pretty neat. You can find a lot of Stonehenge replicas of all different forms across the country. This is Indiana's little Stonehenge thing, definitely weird and unexpected. Also here on property, I found this Sasquatch hiding in the grass here. Actually, here's baby Squatch, and Mama Squatch is back there. Now in Versailles, Indiana, this is the Ripley County Courthouse. This building was built from 1860 to 1863, so during the Civil War. I have a nice Veterans Memorial here too. And I have been inside this courthouse too. There isn't really anything left in terms of historical elements except for like some original roof tiling. This is where Morgan's raid came through though. The Confederate raiders under General John Hunt Morgan occupied Versailles on July 12th. They seized the county treasury. This building would have been here, just recently built. So John Hunt Morgan was here. Here's the old monument from the 20s that General Morgan marched along this road. And this monument tells that the county was named after popular War of 1812 hero Eleazar Ripley. Stephen Harding was a prominent abolitionist and orator who lived here in Ripley County. He delivered lots of fiery speeches about abolition in the region. He was active in the Republican Party and personally knew Abraham Lincoln. There's a piece of World War I artillery. A well-known story of Morgan's raid took place here. When some of the raiders stole the jewels from the Versailles Masonic Hall, General Morgan, a Freemason, ordered them returned. So right there is the Versailles Bicycle Museum. I think when I went there several years ago, it was called the Coolsville Bicycle Museum. It's just a room full of bicycles. It's interesting, not really sure if they have hours or anything, but I'd stop in there again. This is a pretty unique place. This is the Tison United Methodist Church. Look at this amazing architecture on this. I was once able to go inside here. It is pretty interesting on the interior. They gave me the keys to the church when I asked. So if you come here, you could probably do that if they're open. And yeah, definitely worth a look inside. And that's like the old Tison Community Center thing. There were a bunch of things in that building. There was a school. It was in really bad shape a few years ago. It looks like they got some grant money from Indiana Landmarks. Now in Cross Plains, Indiana. This is the marker for Buchanan Station. It was built in 1813 for the Buchanan family, and it was a War of 1812 defense against the Native Americans. And the sign says there is a replica of the original blockhouse right on the same site. I've done research and there's like a cemetery, and you know, they're pretty old, 1927, but I've been down that road before, like past 6.6 miles, and couldn't find anything, so I'm not sure if it's still there. But yeah, it's Buchanan's fort.